Hasn't been the best 24 hours if you're a Manchester United fan. Obviously, that defeat against Brighton, the Rabiot news hasn't exactly got people partying in the streets of Salford. And, Mark, we're in a situation where Arnautovic has been linked to United as well. What's going on? Do they not have scouts?
They've got scouts, but I don't think they know what they're doing. Look, I think the situation is, that's probably a bit too flippant, but that Ten Hag is wanting Arnautovic. He thinks that he can get something out of him. He knows him from when he coached him at 20, 10, 12 years ago, and he knows his character, but I just think it's... The problem is, we were all told, that, again, more messaging from United 6 months ago, that when the new manager comes in, it'll be an approach where the manager has a say, the transfer scouts committee has a say, and if one party thinks that a potential sign is not a good idea, they can have a veto. Now, we saw that in place when Mourinho wanted Perisic and he wanted Jerome Boateng. They were vetoed. That the club thought, no, we're not going down this road. Ten Hag seems to be getting everything he wants, because Ten Hag wants Arnautovic. Ten Hag wants Rabiot. Now, if you're Man United's transfer committee scouts, you should say, look, Marco Arnautovic, great talent, obviously, on his day can be a world beater, but that day doesn't come around very often. That's why he's at Bologna. That's why he spent 2 years in China. That's why no big club has ever touched him, because, he really is a kind of a B-list version of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and that's being polite to Arnautovic. It's just a bad idea. But that's where United are at. And as I was saying earlier, if the Glazers really had the money, which Richard Arnold said that they would have for the manager this year, they wouldn't be looking at Marco Arnautovic and Adrien Rabiot. They've got the business done by now. It's such a bad indictment of where Man United are at that Arnautovic... Look, they've signed Odion Ighalo, Radamel Falcao, all these players, even Zlatan, these players that have this past the best and the short-term fixes. United haven't signed a centre-forward for 10 years since they signed Robin van Persie, a proper centre-forward. Now, people say they signed Lukaku. Fair enough, they signed Lukaku, it didn't work out. So they signed one proper centre-forward, a young centre-forward in 10 years. That's why they've got the problems they have. So why is Arnautovic going to solve the problem? It's another short-term fix. It's just... I'm lost for words on this one. I was staggered when I found out that they'd actually put an offer in for him. Not rumours, they put an offer in for Marco Arnautovic.
You just as shocked, on?
I am. I've seen him at Bologna last season, Dan, and to be fair to him, he did have a good season. He did play well. But he just goes against everything that Man United need. If they want a centre-forward to press from the front, that's not his style. I can't imagine what Ronaldo would be thinking if Ronaldo's a few days behind, weeks behind in pre-season, and then he's sat on the bench next week against Brentford or Liverpool the game after, and Arnautovic comes in and starts. I couldn't imagine the face on Ronaldo. So for Man United fans, I think it just sends the wrong message if the club is thinking about getting rid of Ronaldo and bringing Arnautovic in. It just puts everyone on a bit of a downer. It just deflates everyone, I think, bringing him in.
Well, let's talk about Ronaldo, as you brought him up, Don. Mark, what are you hearing behind the scenes about what has happened over the last week with Ronaldo?
Well, we know that he left early against Rayo Vallecano. Initially, it was suggested that the club weren't too bothered by it, but then Ten Hag put that straight by saying he was very bothered with it. And, Ten Hag's trying to lay the law down there. I think Ten Hag would be happy for Ronaldo to go. And we know that Ronaldo would be happy to go. And I think by the end of the window, Ronaldo will probably go because he doesn't want to be there. The new manager is trying to plan for the future with Rashford, with Martial, with Sancho, with Elanga, and Ronaldo doesn't fit in. I think what will happen here is that the end of the window will come and Ronaldo might drop his wage demands. United will accept that they have to kind of maybe drop what they want, and somebody at some point will find that Ronaldo is worth the risk. He's not really a risk because he will score goals, but at the moment he's on too much money and there's too much involved for him to move. But by the time the window comes to a close, a club will panic and he'll go. I just don't see how it works for anybody for Ronaldo to stay at United, because it's just a lightning rod. We saw yesterday that the moment a goal was conceded, that picture of Ronaldo's face with his eyes rolling and Ten Hag shaking his head behind it. Every time that somebody scores or something happens against United, it'll pan to Ronaldo. It's a distraction they don't need. And I don't know why the club have persisted with it. They should have moved him on ages ago, because this was always going to happen, that it would be a distraction. Yesterday, he could have come on and scored the winning goal. Imagine how that would have played out. Or if it happens next week, a guy that doesn't want to be there, they don't really want him there, and he's got everyone on a piece of string.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.